Hi, everybody. Scott Riley, the Market Update Desk. It is November 6th, NMLS number 157524. We definitely started to get colder outside, and unfortunately, it sounds like we're going to get some snowflakes this weekend. And for those that know me, know that that is not something that I look forward to. So today is the continuation of the government shutdown, and the impacts are mounting now. The FAA announced that they're going to cut flights by 10% at 40 major U.S. airports. So it's definitely putting a snarl in transportation, and maybe that's going to be the pressure point that moves things forward to maybe get this solved. Now, we had the Chicago Fed labor market indicator come out and estimate the unemployment rate was unchanged at 4.36% in October, but that is rounded to 4.4, so the headline is going to show 4.4%. And there's a significant chance that the number is actually higher than that in the data. This would result in the unemployment rate rising from the last BLS jobs report from 4.3 to 4.4. And as this unemployment percentage goes up, that continues to put pressure on the Fed to look at lowering Fed rate and Fed policy. Now, we had a Fed President Austin Goolsbee, who's the Chicago Fed President, speak on CNBC this morning, and he indicated that he thought there was a lot of stability in the labor market, which is kind of odd because we're not quite sure what data he's indicating that from. When we look in his own data, there shows less job creation, hiring rates have fallen, and layoffs have increased. So not sure where he's getting that conversation from, but it's definitely in a drastic difference compared to what even the Chicago Fed numbers are showing us. Now, it's obviously he's focused on core services inflation, which he claims is running at 4%, was his headline statement. But that's the annualization of the 3-month run rate of the previous 3 months. But when we do that exercise to PCE and CPI, it results in a 3.4 and a 3.8% inflation rate, respectively. And also, he did not mention that in the latest CPI report, the core services decelerated by 0.2. So he's kind of cherry picking some numbers there. He did confirm something that we already thought was going to happen, that if the government does not reopen, and soon, the Fed probably is not going to cut rates in December because of the lack of data that comes in. There's a good chance the next jobs report is going to be pushed off until after, and probably won't be released until after the next Fed meeting. So they're not going to have a lot of data to go by. So that's why we're kind of predicting there's not going to be a December rate cut. The other thing we got today was the Challenger jobs report. Showed that there was 153,000 job cuts announced in October. Now, that's a staggering increase of 183% from the previous report in September. In fact, it's the highest level since October highest level in October for 22 years. Year to date, there's been over 1 million job cuts announced, which is the highest 10 months to start a year since they started tracking this in 2009. Now, a lot of this is a result of different things. A lot of the layoffs are coming in due response to AI, Doge, and cost cutting. And Doge is having obviously the most impact on federal side. Now, on the hiring side, plans to hire are down 35% from this time last year. The year-to-date total is the lowest since 2011. So it just shows how weak this Challenger jobs cut report was. They also indicated that they've seen the lowest number of announced seasonal hires through October since they began this report in 2012. So I think that's a lot of that also is probably from e-commerce, where they're trying to create more efficiency through AI, automation, so less people going in the stores and more e-shopping, which is going to be more um, condensed as far as employment and an automation. We're showing the 10-year Treasury now. So the nice thing, if there is a nice thing on this report, it gave the bond market the ability to claw back the losses from yesterday, because we did get hit pretty hard yesterday in the 10-year. Right now, we're showing the 10-year as I look at 4.070, and the Dow is down 407. So on the 10-year, the yields dropped. We gained back some of the losses we got yesterday. Give us a call. We'll help break all the numbers down if you need to. I help you get pre-approved, go through different programs and options for you. 616-293-2189. Scott Riley, the Market Update Desk, your original singular market news source for West Michigan. Have a great afternoon.